Thanks for staying with us. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has called on Nigerians, especially women, to speak up and seek appropriate help whenever they have medical challenges. She was speaking while receiving a delegation of the National Task Force on Cervical Cancer Elimination, led by the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako. The First Lady said since no one chooses an ailment for themselves, there is no need to be ashamed to seek for help, noting that the fight against cancer can be won if patients present early and seek medical intervention. The First Lady, on behalf of the Renewed Hope Initiative, then donated 1 billion naira to the National Cancer Fund towards fighting the scourge of cervical cancer in Nigeria.
And a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. No matter what wealth you have as a nation, if your population, majority of our population is sick, you are just the poorest. So as far as I'm concerned. So I'm really glad to welcome you all. It's like a long time coming. I'll start by pledging 1 billion to that. That if anything happens to me, I quickly scream. Because I tell people, everybody seated here have one issue or the other. And you don't choose what the ailment will be. You don't choose to have HIV/AIDS, except people who would have quite, careless. But some people, it could be just carelessness, just exchanging, ignorance. I'll call that ignorance. So there are a lot of things that happen to us that we don't really choose.
The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, noted that the introduction of the HPV vaccine into the routine immunization program of the country has translated in the ministry being able to immunize 12 million girls between ages 9 to 13 in the first 9 months of its introduction. It said the ministry hopes to immunize 6 million girls this year. The chairman of the Task Force on Cervical Cancer Elimination and former Minister of Health, Professor Isiaq Adewale, said the First Lady demonstrated uncommon political will by supporting and flagging off the introduction of the HPV vaccine into the routine immunization program of the country.
The burden of cervical cancer, with an incidence of 18.4 per 100,000 women. We know what causes cervical cancer, and it is due to the persistence of a virus called human papilloma virus. And not everyone with the virus will develop cervical cancer, but some people do. But the beauty of cervical cancer is that it is preventable through HPV vaccination, family life education, regular screening for precancerous conditions of the cervix, and Nigeria is implementing the nationwide HPV vaccination program to protect young girls from cervical cancer.
Task Force on Cervical Cancer Elimination to the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, also coincides with the commemoration of the World Health Day 2025 with the theme, Healthy Beginnings, Hopeful Future.